High over 1,800 miles. 1,800 miles that separate us from our good friends in Koudekerk on the Rhine. Let's have a look at the map now. For a moment we follow the old River Rhine. And there, just in the middle, between the three big cities, Amsterdam, The Hague and Rotterdam, lies Koudekerk. The village of Koudekerk lays like a beautiful colored drapery along the borders of the old River Rhine, an arm of the famous Rhine River, which is of such vital importance to Europe. Water has always played a great part in the lowland by the sea, and for Koudekerk it is the lifeblood of agriculture, cattle breeding and industry. The church and the bridge, they both are characteristic for the village and typical of life in Koudekerk and the Rhine. What should Koudekerk be without the old River Rhine, that flows like a swinging silver-white ribbon through the wonderful polders and forms kind of a hem for the village? When the heavy bridge comes down, it's like opening the gates to a village that already in the 13th century bore the name Koudekerk. Now, Koudekerk is a village with a length of more than 3 miles, and with its 2,200 inhabitants, a fascinating mixture of old tradition and modern dynamic culture. Since 1938, the village has been called Koudekerk aan den Rijn to make a clear distinction with Koudekerk in the province Zeeland. As a wide stream of water, the river winds itself through the flat country. There on the left we just get a glimpse of the mayor's house, and beside it we see the clean white town hall where Mayor Quinten Weveren performs his daily work. Holland is a land of water. Throughout the ages, water has played an important part in the country's transportation, being a vital artery, providing us with a flourishing system of trade and commerce. Involuntarily, we drive a little slower when we enter Koudekerk. The rest that radiates from this friendly village seems to invite us to slow down our speed to keep step with the steady tempo in the country. In the early spring, Koudekerk bathes in the luxuriance of flowers and flowering trees. The housewives make eager use of the full sunlight to dry their spotless clean laundry in the fresh spring air. Meanwhile, we drive up the yard of the town hall, the heart of the village, where the mayor and his 2 aldermen have their meetings with the town clerk, the technical surveyor, and the 7 town councillors. Here, all the important problems of the town are discussed and plans are made for the future. It's very sociable at the town hall of Koudekerk. The mayor enters and takes his seat at the head of the table. In a few moments, he will preside a meeting of the town council. As a mark of his dignity, Mr. Weveren wears a silver chain of office with a medal stamped on one side with the national arms and on the other side with the city arms. The mayor governs the village with his 2 aldermen, chosen by the inhabitants, a technical surveyor and a clerk. The town council, also chosen by the inhabitants, counts 7 members. The building of new houses, the layout of parade grounds, gaming resorts for the youth and football grounds, and creation of holiday camps are the permanent attention of the council. Industrialization and the creation of a good labor market takes an important place next to it. Not to be underestimated is the question how to receive the coming growth of the population. But when the maid comes in with a fine cup of coffee, there's always time for a short rest, surrounded by the smell of a good cigar. Again, government problems ask the attention. The technical surveyor explains the situation of the building plans along the border of the River Rhine and discusses the proceeding industrialization. And the river still plays an important part. The romance of the inland navigation lives in the wonderful old barks, gliding through the water under the heavy bridge. On the great modern Aix, the whole family lives on the water. Father has his work as barkmaster, mother runs her household, and the kids play their games as if they were ashore. On one hand, the water is a need for living, on the other, it's pure enjoyment. Many tourists spend most of their holidays floating on the water aboard riverboats of all sizes. From these shining white steamers, they enjoy the beautiful surroundings. Next to the modern technique, the old tradition. The greengrocer in his small boat still cruises from house to house. The houses situated with their fronts to the road, their backs to the water. The greengrocer firmly puts the iron pin in the ground. In his little boat there's a fine display of fresh green vegetables and nice-smelling fruit, the pride of the Dutch nurseries, just as indeed the flowers are world famous for their beautiful colors and are exported all over the world. The nurses carefully raise their colorful products, which will presently decorate so many rooms. The plants are raised in hothouses built over a large area. Again the alderman asked the council's attention for a special aspect of the growing village. While the town clerk is pointing out the place of the Artesia park, industrialization comes up for discussion. Because of its strategic location, Koudekerk has much to offer industry. Its concrete factory is equipped with the most modern machines and create work for many who feel more at home in the factory than in the country. Again, this Dutch cleanliness. The clear red cars are carefully washed and appear as brand new from under the shower. Millions of shells form the raw material for the lime kilns, an industry that is doomed to vanish. In Koudekerk you can find beautiful examples of these old lime kilns, typical as they are in the landscape, pouring their used energy into the air, lined out sharp against the blue sky. The small smoke trail indicates that they are working now. Meanwhile, as the council continues discussing important problems, we shall try to get a glimpse on life in Koudekerk as it goes on during a normal workday. Look, there is the church, built in the 15th century, and still a wonderful example of the skill and artistry of the builders. The sturdy steeple, the small but beautiful ship lightning arms to the late walker. With their slender wrought iron brackets, they form a fine silhouette against the sky. A modern element is the brand new clock, which on each hour and half hour bits away a piece of eternity. Soon we reach, not far from the main road, the small country roads along the ditches, where every house has its own bridge, lying as an isolated world in the country. When the doctor is on his tour, it's quite difficult for the big milk cart to pass by. It is necessary to do it slow and carefully. Cleanliness is one of the most characteristic qualities of the Dutch farmer. Even the dustbins are cleaned and polished in the water behind the farmhouse. The children in this country look healthy and ruddy. They are outside the whole day through and enjoy to their heart's content the mild climate and the fine country air. Also the cows and the horses love the springtime. Meditatively the cows are standing in the fresh green grass, now and then chewing in their languid mood and staring in the far distance with their watery eyes. The horses live their life to lose their energy in a playful gallop when they are turned loose for the first time. There's so much water in this low country that even the separation between the pastures is formed by water. Cows and horses bring life to these quiet polders, with the windmills and farms, so characteristic for the Dutch landscape. On a quiet place under the trees, cows are gathering to tell each other their secrets and to enjoy the shade of the foliage. The village is so proud of its past that they even put the village coat of arms on the dinner service. The alderman pleased the agrarian interest of which the cheese making is very important. We'll take a look now at one of the model Dutch farms in Koudekerk. Here, people prepare the real Dutch farmer's cheese, which distinguishes itself thoroughly, particularly for the lovers, from the factory cheese, mechanically prepared under the most extensive hygienic control systems. People prepare the cheese according to the old tradition with modern expedients. Cheese has made the Dutch dairy produce famous. The rennet is added to and well stirred because the mixture that contains milk in the main will soar and curdle. This nice-looking countrywoman resolutely puts her arm in it. Unhygienic? Oh no, that's what you think. But in a country where even the dustbins are polished and rubbed, this is impossible. With the carefulness of a surgeon, arms and hands are cleaned before, and also the white apron testifies to an extreme neatness. The mixture gets time to soar, and then is thoroughly stirred with the turning mix-arms. When the mixture has the right thickness, the whey is drawn off and warm water is added to raise the temperature and to make the mixture thin. For the second time, the mixture thickened by continuous stirring. Then there is the moment to divide the mixture in tubs, which are put under the cheese press. While mother is very busy with cheese making, the kids are playing with the cat, who is enjoying the remained milk scum, the curds. Finally, the cheese is floated in brine bath, last phase before they are put on the racks. Have a good look at the square mark in the middle of the cheese. There you can see a cask, which is a distinguishing mark for the real Dutch farmer's cheese lover. In the brine bath, they have to be turned every day. While the cheese is in the racks, the cheesemaker regularly checks the ripeness by giving a hard blow. Like every Dutch village, Koudekerk also grows more and more. The technical surveyor is discussing the plans for a new complex of nice-looking roomy houses in pleasant surroundings. In liberal design, the houses are situated in a new town spreading with the pond in the middle. Women scrub the steps, while painters keep the new districts in repair, so that the project will stay clean and attractive. In the new village complex we see shops and houses, but also schools and playgrounds for the youth that feel very much at home here. With the assistance of Artesia, which offered the yield of the sister city banquet, given on the occasion of the visit of Koudekerk to Artesia, this playground was built, in which children can have a wonderful time. And then Koudekerk plays. All the groups, from the football club to the local band and youth group, young and jolly, take part in the festivities on the occasion of the Queen's birthday, which is celebrated with a great intensity in Koudekerk. When the football players are through, the girls give a gymnastic display. Next to the football ground we find the national conveyance of the Dutchmen. They are counted by the hundred, the bicycles with and without a motor, standing and lying there. It's tremendously busy, but the goat gets used to this and keeps on grazing. There are student boat races on the old river Rhine where the universities compete hotly. The mayor speaks to the council during a festival meeting. Outside, hundreds of people are waiting for his arrival and for the arrival of the invited guests. America is far away, but it has its representatives in the person of a cultural attaché and the officers of the 32 Fighter Interceptor Squadron that is stationed at Zustergemeente Air Base in Holland. Representatives who have pleased Koudekerk to attend that occasion. The folk song sounds stately. Gay-looking kids of young and jolly are dancing their ribbon dance. The drum band is marching along and the harmony is playing cheerful march music. It's fun everywhere for everybody in Koudekerk, where it's always so quiet. And when the papers are cleared away, for that has to be done in a clean village, the peace and quiet returns. The peace that is so typical of the village Koudekerk in this rural setting. The town hall shines in the late evening sun, a single car, a single bicycle, a few passengers and some kids pass by. The gate is still open. Traffic drives off and on over the heavy bridge that connects Koudekerk with the world. Then the red lamps turns on. The level crossings come down to stop the traffic. And stately the bridge deck rises and takes away the view on church and tower in Koudekerk. Life in Koudekerk goes on. The friendship with Artesia is immovable and firm. May this relation take root on the notion that friendship clears away the comprehension between people and will open the gates to a society that's far beyond the private isolation of a small community.